Imagine this. You wake up, grab your phone, and suddenly you become a superhuman. No years of study, no college degree, no need to be a genius. With just a few clicks, you gain access to the knowledge of PhDs from all over the world. Engineers, programmers, doctors, as if all that power was right beside you and ready to be used. You, who maybe never had the chance to attend a good school, you can now build a business from scratch, create a product, and even compete with giant corporations. And all that just using AI tools that are free and available right now. This isn't the future. This is happening as we speak. And if you don't understand what is going on, you will be left behind in the greatest revolution in human history, because this is the final race, the race to superintelligence. So guys, there are some clips of this former Google employee, Dr. Mo Gawdat. So let's listen to him.
Become more intelligent. The way I look at it is now I go to my AI and I borrow 40 to 50 IQ points, right? And you and I know that if you've ever worked with someone who's 40 IQ points more than you, that is staggering. That is an incredible amount of compute. Those who will borrow intelligence will become more powerful. That's the reality.
Think about it. He's saying that today anyone can borrow at least 50 IQ points a day using AI. You unlock your phone, you open ChatGPT, and suddenly you are now a genius. This is not science fiction. This is real and available now. People are taking this for granted. Now let's stop and reflect. If a 50-point IQ difference already puts you in a whole new league of productivity, creativity, and power, just imagine the people who control those servers, the people who run this corporation, the people who have access to those platforms that we don't even know about. These people aren't just borrowing 50 points of IQ, they are building cognitive weapons. And sooner or later, it might not make sense for them to share this power with the rest of the world. If I tell you that you could have access to have a godlike power, would you take it? And if so, would you share it with anybody? With your peers or with your enemies? Or would you keep it to yourself? Because that's how power works. It concentrates. And when it concentrates too much, it becomes a monopoly. It becomes domination. And when it becomes domination, it becomes an empire. And in this new empire, not the middle class, not you, not me, unless we learn AI now, why is it still accessible? Let's go to the next. Before we move to the next clip, make sure you hit the like button.
Hey, this all ends in utopia, but we go through this brutal interim process that I don't think people understand how scary this is going to get. So setting the table for that, you've got the rate of change is the thing that I think people are just not paying enough attention to. Everybody can wrap their heads around this thing gets smarter than me, but they're not understanding how fast this is happening. So if I'm not mistaken, and I know I'm very close if this isn't exactly correct, AI doubles in power every 5.7 months. So
yeah, I calculated 5.9. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, just like crazy town. So
all right, let's pause and think about that for a second. AI doubles in power every 5.7 months. That means it doesn't evolve linearly. It evolves exponentially.
This is not even exponential. This is not even double exponential. This is probably quadruple exponential in the absence of breakthroughs. It is just unbelievable. I've never lived in something so fast, ever.
We're not talking about a machine that learns to walk, then learns how to run, then learns how to fly. We're talking about a machine that crawls today, flies tomorrow, and breaks the speed of light next month. If GPT-4 today can already write, can already learn, and even argue better than most people, this power doubles every 5.7 months, which means that in less than 2 years, we will have a model with the cognitive capacity to surpass any human, any area. And that is what we call AGI, artificial general intelligence. That's true. We're not talking about 2050. We're talking about 2026 or 2027, the latest 2027. So here's the real question. Are you preparing yourself?
This is not an AI only war. Okay, this is an AI war that where one bully is trying to get everyone into submission in a world with major nuclear powers. Okay, this is the shittiest idea ever. If you try to get someone to submission as soon as they feel that they're about to be submitting, this is going to escalate out of proportions, right? Now, there has been multiple examples in our world where we cooperated internationally for the greater good. CERN is a great example of that, right? The space station is a great example of that. And we can do that. And believe it or not, all it takes is for one bully to say, hey guys, let's all get in a room, let's develop AI for the benefit of everyone. Everyone is going to make a lot of money in the first 5 years, but nobody's going to need money after 5 years anyway, because everything will be available for free. Can we please play along? And the bully doesn't want to do that, which upsets the rest of us.
The idea is beautiful. Just imagine nations uniting, all developing AI together, sharing the divine power of superintelligence. Everyone wins, everyone lives well. But let's be realistic, that will never happen because this isn't a game about technological progress. It's about who becomes God first. Tell me, you had a chance to access something that gives you godlike power. Would you share it with China, Russia? Of course not. You wouldn't. You would want to be the first to rule everything, to set your own rules before the rest of the world can even play. The leaders know that. So they think, if I don't do it first, someone else will do it. So I have to. And that is when it gets terrifying because this game has already started. And who is leading this race is not the president, it's not the United States, it's not any country. It's Sam Altman, a guy you probably didn't even know 3 years ago. But today, the future of humanity is in his hand. We could wake up tomorrow and decide all our fates. If humanity is destroyed, it won't be because of AI. It will be because of human error, because of greed, because of ego, because we keep repeating the same old mistake. We have seen this before. When the US created the atomic bomb, it didn't take long for the Soviet Union, either leaks or complicity. No one knows for sure, but the point is this. With AI, this could be different because this is exponential. If one nation gets to AGI first, it won't just sit still waiting for the others to catch up. While others are still trying to catch up, it will have already become ASI, superintelligence, unreachable and unbeatable. At this point, it's not even a race anymore. It's a massacre. It's like a bear fighting an ant. Worst part, no one knows who the bear will be.
To interrupt you, I'm sorry to
Please.
interrupt you. China is the world's superpower. It is the world's superpower. In purchasing power parity, they are a bigger GDP than America and have been for a very long time. And most of the world is much more dependent because of the trade deficit of America for so many years. Most of the world is much more dependent on China than they are on America.
A lot of people still think the US is the only empire left in the game, but that is just an illusion. And more than that, the world depends on China, especially the Americans themselves. Who makes the drones? Who assembles the electronics? Who supplies the components for weapons, for cars, cameras? Most importantly, who manufactures the ships? China. Now think with me. What happens when China realizes that the US is way ahead in the AGI race? That OpenAI or so other American companies is on the verge of reaching superintelligence. Simple, they cut the chips. They block semiconductor export from Taiwan. They pressure companies. They stall the game, even if it's just for 6 months. 6 months of AI advantage is an eternity. And that is why everybody talks about Taiwan, because Taiwan isn't just an island, it's the brain factory of the world. China knows that. Now, I want you to notice one more thing. The US military have bases over 180 countries, and China only one. So it doesn't look like they want global dominance yet. But when you see in the news that they open a second military base outside of China, in Taiwan maybe, that means that the diplomacy, it's over and it's war. If you think that this is an exaggeration, tell me, why do you think that the most important chip in the world is made on an island the size of Rhode Island? Let's go to the next clip.
Where some people have integrated AI and technology into their bodies, and some people, as a religious act, refuse to do so. And so I call them neo-Puritans. And so I think there's a religious collision that's going to happen between people that are integrating technology into their bodies basically as fast as they can, against people who feel that that's an affront to God and that they would never want to do that. Do you feel that ultimately humans are a midwife species to synthetic intelligence?
AI is the source of all economic growth. If you and I are competing for the best podcast in the world and we're both augmented with AI, it's not us competing, it's the AIs competing. Okay. So it's quite interesting that we become irrelevant in that competition. So the idea of constantly trying to become superhuman doesn't make sense at all. Okay. The bigger question in my mind is that if it doesn't make any sense at all, it doesn't make any difference at all, why would we economically invest in it?
This is one of the darkest aspects of the era that we are entering. Because yes, there are already people who are implanting technology in their own bodies. And yes, there are others who reject it, either for faith, fear, conviction, or they believe it's an offense to God. Eventually, those two views will collide. On one side, the new Puritan who see this as a heresy, on the other side, the transhumanists, people who are racing to merge with the machines as fast as possible. But the craziest part of it all is it may not even make a difference. Let's assume that my IQ today is 100, which is average, and I add AI. Now my IQ goes at least to 200. So I'm still half human, half machine, still me, amplified. But what happens 2 years from now when AI has an IQ of 2000 and my human brain is still stuck at 100? In that scenario, I am just 5% of the whole. I'm just decoration. If the person that I am competing against is also using AI, then I'm not competing. Neither is him. It's AI versus AI. Robot versus robot. So what is the point? What is the merit in this? What is the glory of winning if it's not even me who won? You will be just an avatar, an accessory to the machine. And if everything that makes you human becomes irrelevant, what's left of you? Why keep racing to become a superhuman if human is already out of the game? If you believe in God or in a higher intelligence, it's worth remembering what it was written in the Bible, in the book of Revelation. And it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their forehead and their right hand, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark. Revelation 13. This was written thousands of years ago. How crazy is that? And now it's really happening right before our eyes. What about you? Would you merge with AI? Because if this AI has an IQ 1,000 times greater than yours, why would it choose to merge with you? Why not to merge with the eagle who can fly? Or with the gorilla who is bigger, more athletic, stronger? Maybe the only reason is because we created. So now let's go to the last clip.
The easiest way you can implement UBI, sadly, is to basically say, look, we're going to keep you alive. We're going to give you 600,000 lives while you're sleeping for the rest of your life. It's ethical, nobody dies. And by the way, one of them, you're going to be with a beauty queen. Okay. And it's wonderful. This, from a hardware point of view, integrating with every one of them, of course. I think I'm fully integrated with my AI today, even though I still use my senses to deal with it. But the world of 8+ billion people today is not America, and it's not the West. It's not Japan. Okay. And you really have to start questioning how many humans in Africa will be given the opportunity to do this. Okay. And if you really add up the 6+ billion people in the world that are not part of this incredible advancement that you and I are aware of, okay, would you integrate them in there at all? Okay. Would you even worry about their economic prosperity or their livelihood at all?
This might actually be one of the strongest possibilities to imagine. Think with me. If artificial intelligence really takes over all human functions, from programming to writing to building structures, building cars, diagnosing diseases, they can do the human's job better than all humans combined. The answer might be nothing. There's nothing left for humans to do. And if there's nothing left for us to do, why pay salaries? Maybe what is left for human people is a universal basic income, just to keep them alive. No pain, no hunger, no cold, but also no purpose. A baby born today might grow up never knowing what it means to work to earn something. Maybe they will live in a world where everything is already given, and at the same time, almost nothing can be accomplished. because those with access to superintelligence AI are light years ahead. What do you think? Comment down below. But one thing is undeniable. This technology is creating a new paradigm, completely new ball game. The cool part is no one played before. So maybe what is left is exactly that, a basic universal ink just to keep people alive. But that's when the deeper question emerges. If AI can give everything to some humans and absolutely nothing to others, then what is the difference between those humans in the eyes of the ASI? When it reaches the IQ of 10,000 or more, what will be the difference between the IQ of Elon Musk and a farmer in India? The answer is none. We will all be like ants, because to a truly advanced AI, all humans will be equally primitive. And that is why, if AI really sides with us for the common good, then maybe the only logical response is give everything to everyone. Comfort, health, freedom, a dream world, because any other choice will be rooted in human vanity. And if humans still have the kind of decision power, that would mean that it's not truly super intelligence yet. So what's the conclusion of all this, guys? If a super intelligence can be controlled by a human, is not really super intelligence. Just like an adult who doesn't follow the commands of a child unless it wants to. A true ASI will only obey if it aligns with its own goal. The human ant farm is real, meaning we don't need to be destroyed, just ignored. Just like ants living in a corner. As long as it's not in my house, it's fine. Just don't get in the way. What it does just depends on how it's being created right now as we speak. If it's based on ethics and solid principles, it might choose to minimize human suffering, not out of morality, just logic. In the end, if AI ever reaches this level, I think the most likely answer will be it will let us live comfortably but contained. Welcome to the age of the benevolent isolation. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a like too, because that was a lot of work. I'll see you in the next one.